If this clip from today's live show gets 500 likes, the Atlanta Hawks will steal 2 games from the Boston Celtics, helping us out for the second round. Hit the like button.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intro.
Trill Bro Dude on Twitter, host of the You Know Ball podcast, had him on the show a couple times. He tweeted about the Mikal Bridges trade, and if I can find it, I don't know how much he Ruby Sparks. I'm not so. I don't know. Is that okay? Here you go. I'm gonna call this segment "Who Really Traded Mikal Bridges?" because seeing Mikal Bridges perform the way that he's performed, obviously we consistently think about the trade. The Sixers draft Mikal Bridges, a perfect 3-and-D player, 4-year college player, NBA ready, NCAA, 2-time NCAA champion, Villanova, Philadelphia kid. His mom works for the Sixers. Everything is perfectly aligned. And the Sixers trade him for a player in Zaire Smith, who was a project at the time, had insane athleticism, but not much of a game whatsoever. The only highlight they kept showing of Zaire Smith was a 360 dunk in a college basketball game. And it was always clear to me that, like, it had to be somebody that didn't know anything about basketball. It had to be. It had to be somebody that shouldn't have been making decisions, that saw these Zaire Smith highlights and said, this kid's the next Michael Jordan. Look at this dunk. This kid's the next Michael Jordan. We have to get him. He's going to be something. Let's trade Mikal. It had to be somebody that had no idea what they were doing. Here's the tweet from Troll Bro Dude, You Know Ball podcast. Adam Lefko confirmed on the latest Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast that ownership traded Mikal Bridges. Jay Wright told Adam Lefko that Brett Brown and his staff never wanted to trade Mikal Bridges, which was obvious if you thought about it for 2 seconds. Coaches don't have job security. Brett Brown was gone 2 years later. This has always been something that I said. I said this for a couple of years, that there was rumors that some of the owners were involved in this trade. And it was really a couple of dumbass billionaires that thought they were playing 2K with a $1 billion corporation and thought they, whoa, we know what we're doing. This is what should happen. Here's the follow-up to the tweet. It's so funny. People always blame Brett Brown for trading Mikal Bridges. And yeah, I blamed Brett Brown for a while because that's what they told me. They told me Brett Brown was the interim GM. But I did always kind of say maybe he was just a yes man. How much control did he really have? Was he really the one making decisions? Him and Elton Brand. It's so funny that people always blame Brett Brown for trading Bridges when there has never been a coach like, oh yeah, give me the raw athletic guy and a future pick instead of the plug-and-play role player. That's literally always some front office shit. Brett didn't have any power as GM. And Keith Pompey reported this. Keith Pompey reported this a few months after the 2018 draft, and he said, sources have said that limited partner David Heller, a businessman and former Goldman Sachs executive. I want to just throw up here and stupid shit like that. Businessman and former Goldman Sachs executive. These are the guys that were making basketball decisions, bro. All you know is numbers. All you know how to take $5 and invest it into something to turn it into $10. All you know is money. You don't know a damn thing about basketball. What are you doing making decisions? Sources have said that limited partner David Heller, a businessman and former Goldman Sachs executive, was running the show in Colangelo's absence. So this ownership group actually fired Brian Colangelo because of the Twitter rumors, which, by the way, if I was the ownership, I would have said, whatever. His wife had the burner. He had the burner. Who gives a shit? Brian Colangelo at least is an experienced NBA GM and his dad, and he put together a pretty damn good team in those couple of years. He had Ben Simmons playing like Magic Johnson at the end of that one season with Marco Bellinelli and Ersan Ilyasova and everybody. Give me Brian Colangelo over a lot of these people. He's a weirdo. Yeah, he wore big collars. Yeah, he was talking trash about Joel Embiid on some burner accounts. But they fired Brian Colangelo, and they let their idiot billionaire buddy business partners step in and make decisions. Sources have said that limited partner Dave Heller, former businessman, Goldman Sachs executive, was running the show in Colangelo's absence, and that he, more than Brett Brown, was acting as general manager, at least through the NBA draft process, if not the whole offseason. Sources have said that co-managing owner Josh Harris listens entirely to Heller. So every time you see Mikal Bridges drop 30 on us in this series, every time you see Mikal Bridges for the next couple of years become a future NBA superstar, look at that dork that was standing on the sidelines yesterday in a Louis Vuitton hoodie trying to dress down to try to fit in with the regular folk. It's Josh Harris's fault. Honey, what should I wear to look like a normal person? Well, you have a hoodie in your closet. It's a $2,000 Louis Vuitton hoodie. You're not. No, stop it. Go back and hang out on your yacht. Leave us alone. Anyway, I really wanted to cover that Mikal Bridges thing because that pisses me off, but it is what it is. It's over. It's done. We're going to watch Mikal be a star. Just imagine Mikal Bridges on this squad. James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Mikal Bridges, and Joel Embiid. Bro. And it's things like that, you know, that it's things like that ownership matters when it comes to winning, because things like that happen. And the Boston Celtics have such a strong team right now because they've not let ex Goldman Sachs executives make basketball decisions. Danny Ainge, former NBA player, was making all the decisions, and then he went to Utah, traded Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell for 7,000 first-round picks. Genius. But, yeah, the GM matters. The ownership matters to an extent. And, you know, if the Sixers never get out of the second round because they don't have a strong enough, deep enough roster like the Boston Celtics, part of it is because of things like that. Is because of players like Mikal Bridges and others should be on this team right now, and they're not, because Josh Harris and his dumbass buddies thought they were playing 2K.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intro. Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intro.